Hello buddies, San here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I want to talk about Teladoc dropping spots from their number 2 spot in the total combined holdings for ARK Invest, dropping to number 7. Number 7. As of today, I want to talk about all of that in this video. But before we do that, before we jump into today's video, you guys know the drill. Like this video, destroy that like button. It's quick, it's free, it's easy. If you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. Okay, so guys, I was going through ARK Invest trades. I just was curious what was happening recently. I know they bought a little bit of a CRISPR recently, some Tesla. But then I went on to look at their holdings combined, and I looked number 1, Tesla. Obviously, it's been number 1 for a very, very long time, for many years at this point. Number 2, I saw Zoom, and then I was like, okay, I know Teladoc dropped from number 2 to number 3. But they're not in this screen here. They're not even top 3. Roku's number 3. Number 4 is Exact. Number 5 is DraftKings. Number 6 is Square or Block. And then number 7 comes Teladoc. Teladoc is now number 7 in the holdings, total holdings across all their funds. They now hold position number 7. So they dropped from number 2 to number 7, right? And Teladoc, if you take a look at here on the screen, it looks like ARK Invest cost average is between $148 all the way to $172. And as a reminder, this company is trading in the low 30s, right? So that is crazy, guys. I mean, they still ARK ownership, it's still about 11.66%. So it is significant when it comes to the company's ownership. But that is crazy for a company now worth under $5 billion market cap, or at least around it. They've dropped from number 2 to number 7, right? And just as a note, since we're still on this page, if you scroll down, CRISPR Therapeutics, NTLA, and Beam Therapeutics are all in the top 16. CRISPR Therapeutics was, I think, number 13 or 14 last time I checked. Now they boosted up to 11. I don't necessarily think it's because they bought more CRISPR Therapeutics more than the other stocks in this portfolio actually dropped down, including Shopify, which I actually listened to a podcast episode today with Shopify CEO. He's brilliant. This guy is brilliant. The way he thinks Shopify is a Canadian company, but not the CEO. He's not from Canada originally, but he's amazing. I love it. But anyways, that's off topic. Going back to the topic here, Teladoc number 7. So what are my thoughts here? I mean, if we click on Teladoc, you'll see from this site. This site is katyzark.com. I've mentioned this site before. You guys should know about it. Just Google if you don't. Last time they bought this stock was basically end of April, right? I actually covered this in this channel. They bought it, but then they haven't done anything. And it's not like they missed out on anything because the price has basically been shot even a little bit further. So what are my thoughts about this? I think there's a story to be said here. I think a lot of people respected ARK Invest and still respect ARK Invest for their big bold bet on Tesla in 2016, 2017, 2018, especially 2018 and even 2019 when things were not going well with Tesla as a company. But obviously they kept their thesis and they were more than right, and they've been sort of living off that success up until now, really, because across their portfolio, unfortunately, nothing has made sense for them since late 2020, early 2021. Now, the market crash started over about 6 months ago, but ARK Invest's decline in reputation started well above 6 months ago, right? Well above 6 months ago. It started well above a year ago, actually. It actually started in the early part of 2021, late part 2020, when they started racking up on Zoom, when it started racking up on companies like Roku, Robinhood. Unfortunately, this company, the companies they've been sort of buying, and plus they've been selling Tesla in weird times. Now, obviously, they have to sell Tesla because of their ownership restrictions and so on. But obviously, my point here is the reputation has been hit hard. And what I'm seeing here on the screen is no different. I mean, look at the cost average, except Tesla, it's all in red, It's like basically they've been deep in red, right? Again, this is, of course, a byproduct of the market crash. But again, my point here is that even before then, things were looking not so good for ARK Invest. And with the market crash, things have just accelerated to a point where a lot of people lost confidence on ARK Invest. And a lot of people don't really view them in the same lenses that people viewed them maybe 3 years ago. What are my thoughts here? Well, first of all, I would say, I think the jury's still out. I think we're still in a market crash. I think we want to see how things play out when we come back from this market crash. Some of these picks here, I'm not a fan of. But clearly some of these picks are definitely big companies that I think will do well in the near future, at least in the less than 5 years time horizon. So companies like Block or Square, companies like Tesla, obviously, in my opinion, Coinbase has a time and place, of course, for the future. Teladoc, in my opinion, is here to stay. But then you have some other companies like Roku, DraftKings, Twilio, Robinhood. You have some companies that I'm not so confident about, but again, who am I to judge them? They have a huge machine making these decisions. And I would pose that remark back to you guys. You gotta give the benefit of the doubt, right? But it is an interesting fact that Teladoc has dropped this much. I'm a little bit surprised they didn't sort of buy a couple of Teladoc's shares since late April. It's going to be almost a month since they haven't bought any. Considering their cost average, considering the whole idea of them DCAing and the idea of them having an opportunity. But again, cash is limited, and of course with this uncertainty. But this is what, these are the times that matter. These are the times that sort of immortalize you, right? When things are going south, what do you do, right? When things are going bad, what do you do? This is when times matter, right? And it's not when things are green and things are shooting up and you're up like 4 or 5% on a daily basis, and after a month you're still up 20%. That's not the times that immortalize you, right? When I mean immortalize, I mean like putting you in the history books, right? Putting you into an image that can't be disputed, right? Over the weekend I made a video on Bill Gurley's stance, right? If you want to become one of those legendary investors, which honestly 99.9% of us, including myself, will never be in that level because it's not our profession, it's not what we do. But the point is, if you want to solidify yourself in history and you want to immortalize yourself, or at least draw a really nice investment portfolio in 5, 10, 20 years in your lifetime, these times matter, right? 2000 mattered when the dot-com crash, the Great Recession, financial recession mattered in 2008. The post-pandemic boom matters, right? These are the times that matter. So this is what I want to boil this video. It was a quick video about notifying the Teladoc has now dropped from number 2 to number 7, and I do suspect they'll be dropping a little bit more unless they can sort of buy more shares here and there, and of course, hopefully, have the stock go up again, at least a couple of percentage to get them back in the top 5 at least. Because it's quite sad that a company that was top 2 for a long time is now top 7 and dropping very fast. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. I'll end this video like this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much and have a beautiful Wednesday. Thank you.